Good morning. Pleasant good morning to everyone. Hi, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning.
Another bright and beautiful day.
Yes.
The sunny Caribbean Twin Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It's now 10:09 Atlantic Standard Time, and we're about to start our program. I am Simone Claxton, President and Founder of the Sophia Miriam Foundation, and welcome to the Dream Big Girls Empowerment Program, yet another Saturday. Today we're going to do entrepreneurship. It's going to be more of a informal kind of session. We're going to have it like discussion style, chat about it, and we're going to have some free time where you girls can mix and mingle and chat and get to know each other a bit more. We have a special guest with us today, all the way from in the United States, Miami area, Florida, and that is Georgette. And she's also an entrepreneur, and she will be sharing a bit about the type of business that she's in, which is not the normal, conventional type of business. So we're going to get different perspectives on entrepreneurship. So thank you very much for joining us, Georgette. It's lovely to have you with us today.
My pleasure. Good morning, everyone. It's really a fortune to be here and honored this morning. So thank you, everyone. Congratulations and special thanks to you, Miss Simone, and the Sophia Miriam Foundation. I'm doing an amazing job, an amazing, I will say, adding value to the lives of so many girls and men and women out there that we really need it at this time, especially more. So thank you for the invitation, and I'm here just to share a little bit of some information that had added value to my life, and hopefully it's going to click on you as well and help you as well. So that's the purpose today. And Miss Simone, I really admire you because you're so focused, you're so committed, and you truly care about what you do, and you truly care about these girls. And that was moved me to get to be more involved with you in this mission, actually. And I know that it's very critical that each one accomplish whatever dreams they can, and having this type of platform to support you is incredible. So I'm talking to the girls, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, Simone, and continue, and I'm pretty sure more doors will open to support you. So let me share with you a little bit about my background. I'm immigrating to the United States from Colombia, South America, and it's been a few years ago. So many of you young girls, I was your age. So I just want to share that it's a journey. And fortunately, we are, if you are, you make a dream, you decide yourself to really get involved in your own journey. And what I mean by that is that you truly need to know what you really like and what you don't like, okay? And you have to stand for yourself. And that's what happens when I came to the United States. You hear so many wonderful things, and I also came with big dreams. But one of the advice was go to school, get a good job, and make a good income. So guess what? I did that. So I went to school, got a good job, but I noticed that as time passes by, I was not accomplishing what I wanted. And what I wanted was more freedom for me, more time to go out and do things that I really enjoy. But I was committed to a certain time frame. And my income, even though I worked harder, it was not, compensated as much. So what I decided to do was also, and I advise you, is to start investing in yourself. Knowledge is power, yes, but you need to apply that knowledge. So today I'm going to share with you a few books that have helped me in the process. I read one of the books was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. And in that book, I saw a very important and simple guidance that made me realize where you need to know where you are in order to know where you want to go. So if I want to share that chart that really got my attention at that time, and click, because that's my purpose for you. Anything that you hear today, that you see, that you feel, that you're going to apply and make a click, that's good. So that's the purpose. Miss Simone, you can share that chart with the audience, please. Thank you. Very good. Okay, so this is, I'm going to wear my glasses. All right, I wear glasses. So how many ways do we have to produce income? Income, how many? Do you know? You can chat and you can let us know. Okay, according to the chart of cash flow, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, there are 4 ways to produce income. 4. So you need to know what those 4 are if one of your goals is to improve financially, right? Guess what? I was very surprised when I really pay attention to this chart, and I realized that 95% of the people only have access to 5% of the wealth. Listen, 5% of the population only has access to 5% of the wealth. So how's that? How do they have access? Well, I was in that one. You work for somebody else. You are an employee. Okay, so think about people who have a job. They are participating in only 5% of the wealth that is around the world. Now, there is another group of people that are participating in that 5% of the wealth, which is self-employed. So think about people that are having their own business. They are also participating in that. 95% of the population have access to 5% of the wealth. So no wonder we see so many people in debt, so many people struggling day to day, and especially now. So I said, well, where is the other 95% of the money? I wonder you are asking yourself, right? What do I need to do to move into that area? So guess what? According to the cash flow, it says it's composed of 2 groups, business owners and investors. Now, let's talk about business owner. That's when you become an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? It's someone who finds a problem, finds a need in society, and also finds a solution. And the more innovative, the more dramatic that solution, the more impact financially you can have, okay? So business owners, they're very smart. They say, how we can tap into that 95% wealth. They develop what we know today as franchises. Have you heard franchises? McDonald's, Burger King, 7-Eleven, what else? Taco Bell, Starbucks. Starbucks is no longer a franchise. They are other type. But those are businesses that do have a system. However, to participate, for individuals like myself, to participate in those type of franchises, I needed to have at least $500,000 or more to invest, right? Depends where you want to go. I found another structure that allowed me to participate in that, a franchise or system program. And that's through a company, through network marketing. So that allowed me to be my own boss and at the same time to develop and get the knowledge. Somebody already had the idea, so all I have to do is grab the idea and transfer, communicate. So that's a very affordable way for us to participate. Now, guess what? Once you start earning money, you need to diversify that income and invest, become an investor. You know what an investor do? They use what they call other people's time, OPM, write down, OPM, other people's time and other people's money. So they leverage people's time and money. And that's how they become big investors. So we need to work into those areas, and it's not simple, but you can do it. So now that you understand how the money flows, you need to make an inventory of yourself. It's okay to start as an employee. That's how it started. It's okay to start your own business. However, keep in perspective where you want to go, because when you are, for example, self-employed, you are on vacation, you're thinking about your job. If you go away, your business doesn't work, so you are out of business. When you become a business owner, You have a system. Even if you go away, the system keeps working for you. It's a money-making machine. And at the same time, you are impacting people's lives. So that's the idea. I like what we do here because we take a holistic approach. So think about it. Physical, and that's what Miss Miriam, Miss Sapphire Miriam Foundation focus on as well. I noticed by listening a little bit more about the different support programs that you have, is that you have a holistic approach: physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and financial. So you cannot lose perspective. We need to keep growing in all those areas. So I encourage you, each one of you, to take an inventory. This is what I do, and I started doing it a while back. I learned that corporations, they do a financial checkup every 3 months. They do a quarterly report. And I say, why individuals like you and me don't do it? Why the average person doesn't do that? They just wait for the end of the year to start the new year resolution. And then at the end of the year, the same thing goes and goes. So we need to start thinking differently for things to start changing. So I invite you to do a quarterly inventory of yourself, where you started, where you are in all those 5 areas: physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and financial. And it's okay. Sometimes you might find one is stronger than the other one, but that the purpose is to improve every day, every day. And we have sources, we have tools, we have individual, we have Sapphire Miriam Foundation to support you in your journey. I appreciate your time today, and just I was listening to the song before, and it's true. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. So you can be whatever you want, but you need to work at it. It's possible. It's doable. You're gonna have your roadblocks on the way, but that's what makes you grow and make you stronger. So thank you very much. We need to change paradigms to be better. And I do truly appreciate this morning the opportunity to share those few ideas from Mr. Robert Kiyosaki with you. And I encourage you to read the book, study the book, and apply it. Thank you very much, Ms. Simone. And if you guys have any questions, you can use, ask them or let me know through. And I'm going to drink a delicious, healthy cup of coffee because that's how I take care of my physical as well, okay? Healthier coffee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgette. Thank you very much for sharing those wise words with the young ladies. I'll be drinking my coffee soon, don't worry.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so it's really a privilege to have Georgette with us today. The emphasis is on thinking differently. I think that's what, the whole ethos behind this is. Entrepreneurship is a mindset, okay? Many persons don't realize that. It is a mindset. You have to be thinking differently in order to get into entrepreneurship. It's not for everybody, but as Georgette would have shown you, through what's called a cash flow quadrant, that diagram on the screen has 4 sections, and it's showing the flow of money from one quadrant to the next. So normally we start off as employees. We go and we trade our time for money. So we go to work for 8 hours and we're being paid $10 an hour. And at the end of the day, we get $80. And even if you work for the 24 hours, you cannot work more than 24 hours in a day because there's only 24 hours in the day. So all you can do is trade your time for money, and you can only attain a certain amount of money because there's only a certain amount of time, okay, in the day. And moving on from that, now we're going to self-employed. So we start our own business. Even like, maybe doctors, lawyers, professional persons who have private practices. They class as self-employed in the sense that they are trading their time still for money because they work or they have the office from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's only a certain amount of money that they can make, and the time is limited. And if they are not present at their business, then they don't make money. So if they go on vacation, They don't make money because there's nobody to perform that service there, because they don't have a system in place. They are self-employed, so they are employing themselves in order to do the job, right? And then we move again into the right-hand section of the quadrant, where we have business owners, okay, entrepreneurs, and they have developed a system in place. For example, we saw like the franchises, right? So they have a system, so they could have, so instead of having one business that I'm in every day for 24 hours or for 8 hours, I have 100 businesses all over the country, all over the world, and there's various persons working in those businesses and generating money, right, for myself. So I don't have to be everywhere, but I'm still gaining money because I've put a system in place, okay? So you develop a system. This is how it's supposed to go, okay? So we have a product. For example, we have, if it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, we have a product, we have a system. This is how it's done. We have our marketing, etc. And marketing is done in a particular way. Everybody does it, the same way across all the nations, basically. Very, minor changes based on culture, etc. But it's a standardized approach to it. Okay, so you don't have to go every day to make money, but you're making money. And then we have the investors, okay? So as Georgette pointed out, when you make the money, you have to invest it. So persons who own these types of businesses and franchise systems, they would now invest their money into assets that would make money for them, make more money for them. So some assets would invest in would be gold and silver, other precious metals, stocks. Well, now we have cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. These are, the new generation, right? Bonds and, stuff like that, in which we don't have to be there. It's making money, right? So, yeah, you earn passive. Yeah, somebody says passive income. Is that clear? I think it's clear. So it's like passive, yeah, passive income. So you don't have to be active in it. Yes, Kalia. So she's giving us some tips there. Kalia is an entrepreneur, so we'll hear from her soon. I want her to be able to talk about her business. I think she's expanding and going into other businesses as well. So it's great to see the young people already start, their journey in entrepreneurship. So it's called passive income. So you're not there, but you're still earning. And it's good to go to sleep at night and then wake up in the morning and then look at your bank account and see, wow, I've made an extra $1,000 or an extra $500,000, right? So, and you didn't have to go to work, but you put in the work before, because at the end of the day, it's all work, but you have to put in the work prior and in a smart way. So it's about working smarter and not, exactly harder when you put systems in place. And this is the sort of direction in which the, foundation would like to foster the youths to work in a smarter way, so that they're not exactly trading time for money. They can have more financial freedom, so you'll be able to, purchase the things that you want without having to worry too much about every dollar that you spent. And you have more personal freedom in your time that you have. You're spending time with your family and your loved ones, and you're going on vacation, and you're not exactly tied to a particular location. Right, so you can decide, well, okay, I'm going off to Hawaii or to the Maldives or to Australia for a month or two with my family, and you don't have to worry that, oh, well, in that time I will not be earning $1. You're earning while you're away. Okay, now we have technology. You log into your computers, into your systems, into your back office, right? And the money is working for you. Yes, Kalia. Well, Kalia, I better put you to teach this lesson, Yes, it's called money working for you. That's what is happening there. So instead of you working for money, you're working 8 hours or 10 hours for money, the money is working for you, right? And that's where we need to be heading. We need to be heading in a direction where the money is actually working for us, right? So we have a business system, we invest, okay, in precious metals, in stocks and bonds, cryptocurrencies, etc. And we have those things working for us. They're building up, more money and assets in the meantime. So we have basically assets and liabilities in business, okay? And I think it applies the same thing in life. In life, you have assets, right? And you have liabilities in a normal life. There's things that you would do that would be an asset to you, and there's things that you would do that would be a liability that would bring you troubles and no gain, right? But there's certain things you would do that would bring you benefits. So assets would be the things that you invest in business that would generate money for you at some point in time, okay? And the liabilities would be things that will be taking money from your pocket. So for example, a lot of us, it's a shift in mindset. As Georgia says, it's a paradigm shift. A lot of us, we grew up in a culture, get a job, you know, get a normal, secure 9-to-5 job. There's no secure 9-to-5 job now, as we've seen. The world is in turmoil, things are changing. I mean, even, you know, certain companies which we never expected, government agencies, those are closing down. And people are being left, you know, sort of like stranded because they did not prepare for this transition. Okay, so it is a phase where we're really transitioning into a different type of era. We have the internet and, you know, the cryptocurrencies, electronic money now. So we have to really prepare ourselves for moving into that era. So with assets, for example, persons may, we have a culture that we want a big house, 5 bedrooms, 10 bedrooms, and, you know, a big driveway, big expensive cars, etc. But when you think about it, if you have a big house, right, and you're living in that house, the house, you have to pay your home insurance, you have to maintain your house because you can't let it run down, right? And then you have property taxes, etc. So that house is now taking money out of your pocket. So you get a salary every month. You're going to work as normal. You get a salary. And then you have to budget in your salary, because we spoke about budgeting already last week. Financial management, we spoke about budgeting. And in your budget, you have to budget, okay, you have groceries, you have telephone bill, lights, electricity, you have clothing, entertainment, but you have the maintenance of your property as part. You have property taxes, you'll have homeowners insurance, etc., in order to maintain your property. So that home will be taking money out of your pocket. It's classed as a liability and not as an asset. But most persons would think that if they own a big home, right, that's an asset. They've attained certain things in life, you know. I've arrived, you know. According to the new saying, young ladies, you're GT, you get through, right? So you have to look at it from the other side. If that property now, you own a property like a 10-bedroom apartment and you're renting out that apartment. Now, nothing is wrong with owning a big property, but you have to work smart. The property has to pay for itself. So you're renting out this apartment, and every month you're gaining $10,000 from renting out the apartment. The apartment now becomes an asset because it's putting $10,000 into your pocket every month. Okay? And that property technically pays for itself. So you have to let your assets pay for themselves, basically. So the asset is paying for itself. You own the asset eventually, and it's still making money for you, as opposed to a big house that you're living in that's taking money out of your pocket every month or every quarter, you know, that you have to pay certain bills, etc. It's the same thing with owning a nice vehicle or a big, you know, vehicle or 2-3 cars. If your family is driving, you know, husband, wife, daughter, everybody's driving a different vehicle, and then you have insurance as well and taxes, etc., a license and all of that on the vehicles, it's not putting any money in your pocket, it's taking money out. But if you have a fleet of vehicles that you're doing, say, a taxi rental, taxi service or rental service, every time somebody rents that vehicle or you do a taxi trip, it brings money into your pocket. So we have to be looking at owning assets, owning things that bring money into our pockets rather than taking money out of our pockets. So that's the name of the game. Getting money to come in as opposed to go out. Because if it is that you're going to work, money's coming into your pocket when you go to work, but everything else around you is taking money out. Your car, your house, the children, everything taking money out. Then the money's flowing in and flowing out. And there's no progress. Then you're just living on the edge. It's a rat race, right? And the goal is to get out of that rat race. So you're not going to work every day just to get money in for the money to go out. Okay, so the aim is to keep as much money in as possible by putting systems in place and working smart. So that's the name of the game. Okay, owning more assets and less liabilities. Okay, there's a game called Cash Flow game, which is based on the Cash Flow Quadrant. I'll bring it up shortly, and we'll just watch a little YouTube video to show that tutorial about how to play it. What I would like each and every one of you is to go onto Google up the name of the game, and try to see if you can play the game. Now, in that game, it's a simulation, kind of like Monopoly, you know, but it's a simulation of life. So it's showing you where you start at the beginning of the game, just like in life, you don't have any debts or, you know, children, etc., and stuff like that. And then you accumulate things as you go along the way. So you start off and you have a family, and then you get a house, or you have a house, and then you get a family. However direction it goes, you get a job, you start earning money, and then everything just starts. So this is why I'm telling you, young ladies, this is the best time of your life, you know. Enjoy it now. Be you, be yourself, take care of yourself. Because at one stage, you will start to, you know, get into the world where you're owning assets and liabilities, and then the flow of money starts, you know, in and out, and you have to be able to monitor that and control that for yourselves. Right now, you have more or less persons doing that for you, your parents or your guardians, okay? So also appreciate your parents and your guardians. Don't take them for granted, because they are managing all these things around you at this point in time and preparing you now to be able to manage them for yourselves. This is the whole aim. You will be in a position one day to be able to manage these assets and liabilities for yourself, your house, your job, your family, you know, your investments, etc. So this is what this program is about as well, helping you to prepare yourself to be able to manage your assets and liabilities in the best way possible. Okay, so it's really been wonderful speaking to you. One of the main things I want to instill, this is just an introduction to entrepreneurship. I'll open up the floor just now so we can have a discussion and you give me your opinions, and we'll also invite Kalia to talk about entrepreneurship. The thing about entrepreneurship, as I mentioned, is a mindset, okay? And to prepare you for this mindset, Georgette mentioned a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Has anybody ever heard about that book? Well, I think Kalia has. Anybody else? You can open your mics and let me know. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
No, ma'am.
No.
I have.
No, nobody's heard of it. Just Kalia, you heard of it, right?
Yes, I have heard of it before.
Okay, who's that? Ciara?
Ciara.
Ah,
What's
Ciara.
the name again?
Nah. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. He's from Hawaii, and in the 1970s, he started his businesses. Then he talks about Rich Dad and Poor Dad because he had, well, two persons in his life, two male figures in his life. One was his father, who was a professor and a teacher at school. And the other one was his friend's father, who was a business person, was an entrepreneur. So he grew up very close to his friend's father, giving him advice. So that's the rich dad, and his dad was the poor dad. So although his dad was educated, etc., and the other person, who was the rich dad, was not educated, right, in that way. However, he became rich. Now, at the time when he was taking advice from the rich dad wasn't exactly rich. He was into business, but he was building. He was building and growing, and he was sharing his advice with Robert Kiyosaki as a little boy, okay? And as Robert Kiyosaki got older and he learned the lessons, he began to see where his rich dad, which was his friend's dad, progressing in a particular way, and his dad were going to work every day, okay? So according to him, you know, one died rich and one died poor. His dad died poor, leaving debts for the family, and the other dad died rich, leaving assets, businesses, etc., for his family to continue, you know, benefiting from. So the whole story behind it is that he learned how not to be, you know, employed or self-employed, but to move into that business system and investment mode. So it changed his thinking. Okay, so this is where he learned throughout the years how to be an entrepreneur and an investor. So I would really advise that you guys get the access. Actually, the book, you can access it online. If you try and Google, there's audiobooks online, so you don't exactly have to read it if you don't want to, or you can purchase the book online, etc. You might be able to get copies. There is also Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And he gives some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful advice as well. All right, nice. So Georgette has that book right there with her, right? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Thank you. Yeah, so we can learn some really, really great and inspiring advice from persons like Robert Kiyosaki and Napoleon Hill with regarding entrepreneurship, Think and Grow Rich. So Napoleon Hill, who's the author of Think and Grow Rich, he states that every failure also carries with it a seed of equal or greater benefit. That's one of the statements. Every failure carries with it a seed of equal or greater benefit, right? So from our failures, we will fail in business. And from each of the failures, we have to say, what lessons can I learn? That could be a seed planted in you now to generate an idea or an opportunity, right? So what can I learn from this? This is going to teach me something. So you're not looking at it as a failure, right? It is a lesson to be learned. And this is why I said entrepreneurship is a mindset. In getting into entrepreneurship, we don't just start with, okay, well, let's do some business training. You have to prepare your mind to be able to receive entrepreneurship. Okay, you have to have a certain mentality. You have to understand what failure means in entrepreneurship. Failure in entrepreneurship means this is a lesson to be learned. Let me learn that lesson and keep going. Dust off your pants, your skirt, whatever it is, and keep going. That is what failure means in entrepreneurship. The faster, there's a saying, the faster you get over the failures, the amount of failures, you're going to be getting to the success part very, quicker. So the more failures you have, you're going to get through them really fast, and then you're going to get to the success. Okay, you have to pass through that in order to get to the success part. Entrepreneurship is you have to have a good heart. It's not for everybody because you will fail, there will be failures, but you're not going to, give up. You're going to keep pressing on until you win the war at the end of the day. So I just want to open up the floor a bit so you ladies can share some opinions, some ideas, and then after that we'll hear from Kalia, who's going to share a bit about her business. So now's your time, ladies. Open your mics. Hi, Dorothea.
Hi.
Do you want to say anything, Dorothea? Go ahead, and then we'll have Kalissa.
I find it interesting because I also want to have my own business, and the books that you were talking about seem interesting, and I'm already searching for them. I'm going to read them.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Kalissa, you'd like to share with us anything?
Yes.
Okay. Any of the other girls?
I like to say that I'm very thankful for the tips. These are very useful tips, and I'm definitely going to use them because I also have a few business ideas. So once again, thank you so much for the session and the information. Much appreciated and valued.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Anybody else wants to comment or have any questions? All right, well, let's hear from Kalia. Kalia is going to share a bit about her entrepreneurial journey. Kalia is a 15-year-old entrepreneur, currently owns 2 businesses, right? And one in which she has a partnership. Right, so in the meantime, is there anybody else? Any of the girls from Suriname, from Trinidad, anywhere? Who would like to talk about themselves with respect to entrepreneurship? Anybody else in business?
Can I also add? I have this book here, How to Be a Boss, and I think it gives you a good mindset of how to improve on yourself and how to hustle. So I think it's a good way if you want to be an entrepreneur in the future. It's by Lily Singh. She is a successful YouTuber. She has her own show and all, and I think it's really good. So if you guys could check it out.
What's her name?
Lily Singh.
Lily Singh. How to be a boss, and it's spelled differently, isn't it?
Yeah. She has her
Very
own definition of it behind.
right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Great. That's wonderful sharing that with us. So how to be a boss, and the boss is spelled D-A-W-S-E by Lily Singh.
Savannah, could you share the definition at the back, please? The boss, the new definition.
A person who exudes confidence, hustles relentlessly, reaches goals, gets hurt efficiently, and smiles genuinely because he or she has fought through it all and made it out the other side.
Wow, I'm going to get this book. That's a good book.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Anybody else have any other books?
Hairstyle me first to end. I like the hairstyle.
Yes, I like the hairstyle. They didn't tell me that was the trend today.
I know. Look at them. They're rocking this natural thing, man.
Oh, yeah. Right, so I'm getting some information from Kalia. She says she makes money online with trading, etc. And she's an investor as well, right?
In Korea.
Yeah, so she's already practicing the cash flow quadrant from moving into the business ownership into the investment section. Yeah, and she said it's all about your mindset, okay? Which is what we're trying to instill today, how important that your mindset is in order to go into entrepreneurship. You have to have a very different mindset when going into entrepreneurship. It's not the norm, okay? So I just want to share with you some, I'm just going to put something up on the screen. Just some little tips. Right, so can y'all see? It's brown
Yes.
poster. Yeah, it says a love note to entrepreneurs, okay? So this is part of the mindset. Entrepreneurs, they don't wait for permission, okay? They change something that they care about. So it's telling you change something you care about. Touch one person, make a difference to a handful, okay? Launch ideas from the heart, build a legacy, okay? Not just an empire, okay? Keep your values front and center, right? We spoke about values very early in the program. Understand why you're doing this. Remember, it doesn't have to matter to everyone, okay? Because you can't please everybody. Learn how to see the world as it isn't, okay? So you have to see beyond what is at the present point in time. Allow possibility to feed your soul. So what is possible, okay? So you have to be creative. You have to be a dreamer. An entrepreneur is a dreamer. Don't let anybody tell you you're a dreamer and it's not real and you're not going to be able to achieve it. An entrepreneur is a dreamer. You have to dream first for it to become a reality, right? You put your dreams down on paper. Last week we did goal setting, SMART goals, and you have to put, it all ties in. So all of the topics that we're doing, they are linked and they tie in. So you have to have a vision or a dream. What is your vision and your dream? Okay, you have to write it down because it's proven that when you write it down, you're more likely to attain your dream than if you do not write it down. Okay, it's only a dream if you don't write it down. If you write it down now, it becomes a vision and you write down your goals attached to that vision. So I've sent you guys the workbook, right? So for you to start working on your vision and your goals, attach and align your goals with your vision and write it down. Your SMART goals, you have to have a time frame to it, be very specific, let it be attainable, okay? And you're tying in your vision and your goals, okay? Embrace failure alongside success. So that's what we were speaking about. You have to embrace failure and look at it from the point of view is what lesson can be learned, okay? Make people your inspiration, right? So whether it's people who say positive things or negative things, let them be your inspiration. If people are encouraging you in positive ways, let that be inspiration. And even if people are discouraging you, let that be your inspiration. But the inspiration will not be to take the negativity or discouragement. It would be to prove them wrong, to continue to push forward despite the negativity. Okay? And let passion be your master. So you have to be passionate. As an entrepreneur, you have to be doing something that you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about it, you won't last, because entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. There's a lot of trials, challenges, struggles throughout it. Okay, the reward is great, but you have to put in the work. So you have to be passionate about what you do in order to succeed as an entrepreneur, and make meaning your currency. What you're doing has to have meaning and value to you and to the persons around you. Okay, so you're not doing it solely for the money, right? It has to have more of a meaning to you. Why am I doing this? Okay, not because I want to earn more money, but because I want to enrich the lives of those around me. I want to enrich the lives of my family. I would like to enrich the lives of my community and make a change in my country and in the nations around us as a whole. Okay, never allow fear to get in your way. Well, we all struggle with that. Okay, there's a fear of, oh, well, if this doesn't go right, if I fail, you know, what will people say? Never let fear deter you or get in your way of your success as an entrepreneur. And know the questions to ask. Don't be afraid of the answers. Okay, and if you could do anything today, would this be it? If not this, then what? Okay, so if not entrepreneurship, then, you know, and thinking in this entrepreneurial manner, then what are your options? Okay, so you always weigh out your options in life. Ladies, would you all like to share anything? The floor is open for any questions. Right, let me just mention with respect to Georgette mentioned a different type of business. So we have the normal, where you have a shop front, you open a retail store. Okay. Kalia had mentioned that success is 80% spiritual, right? And that also ties in with what Georgette is saying, where we have various aspects of ourselves and we have to take care of ourselves in all aspects: physical, emotional, financial, and spiritual. Okay, so being an entrepreneur, you have to look at all these aspects of yourself. Okay, and also to keep assessing yourself from time to time. You do like an audit and a check. So the type of business, we're moving into a new era, as we're seeing. So from the normal shopfront business where you have a store selling like physical goods, a lot of stuff are online. A lot of businesses are online now. People sell products that are able to be downloaded, informational packages, training, etc. So we have that as a different type of business. And we also have businesses where the systems are already in place. Okay, for example, like the type of business that Georgette's involved in. Most of those businesses, they're called, well, network marketing or multi-level marketing. Some people use the word pyramid for want of a better word, but it is called network marketing, right? Because it takes a different form of marketing. You're marketing within a network of persons becoming involved in the business, right? Okay. So what is actually happening in the network marketing business is, instead of, for example, like conventional products, they would market on the radio, on the television, and they would pay the radio or the television station to market their products. So I go to the local television station and I would like a 5-minute ad to advertise my my soap. Okay, so you're making natural bath and body products. Advertise your soap. And they tell you, okay, well, it's $5,000 to advertise for 5 minutes, you know, and you pay them the money and they advertise. And they tell you, okay, we're going to get a 1-minute slot here, 1-minute slot there, 1 minute, and that's it. And you pay your money. Now, with the network marketing, it works differently. They don't actually pay to advertise on television, radio, and the conventional, what's called conventional media networks. They would be paying now that money to the persons who signed up into the business. So if you want to become, say, a distributor in a network marketing company, how it works is that you sign up. They already have a system in place. So you don't have to do anything. You don't have to build a website, you know, anything like that. So they already have websites structured where you get your own website, you get what's called a back office. So they will do the processing for you, your billing, they would ship out the products to the customers. That's how that normally works. So you don't have to actually package anything, ship anything, go to the post office, ship, you know, and takes away all of that kind of stress from you. What you do is it's kind of like a franchise in a way, but instead of those large fees, like normal franchises, you have a very small and more manageable fee. So it's for persons who are maybe younger and wanting to now start off in the world of business and don't have that capital and that cash to start off in a big, you know, a big way. So you invest a small fee into the business. You already have a structure set up. You don't have to set up a website and a back office. You don't have to ship anything, okay? And you now network amongst your friends and your family and persons that you know, and you let them know, well, you know, I have a business. I'm selling, you know, natural soaps, you know, bath and body products. So I'm selling chocolate. I'm selling whatever it might be. And then your friends say, oh, well, I want to try that. I'll buy from you. So they go onto your website and they buy. And when they buy, you obviously not only get the, well, the difference in profit, right? So you pay a distributor price, which is a cost for your product. And you sell it, or say if your product is $5, that's what you pay. And you sell the product for $7 to your friends and family. So you make a $2 profit. So in addition to making a profit on your product, you get a certain percentage from the company now for promoting their product. So instead of them giving the radio, the TV station the money to promote the product, they give you, who is involved in the business, okay, a small percentage of the product. So they might give you 2 cents or 5 cents or 50 cents, however it may be. And the more you use the product and promote the product and get your friends and family to buy, the more money you will earn, not only from your profit, but also from the fact of promoting the product. Okay, so you are the one who are advertising and promoting the product basically, okay, as opposed to the conventional media measures of television and radio, etc. Okay, so that's how the multi-level or network marketing businesses work. It's a different model and concept. It's, I don't want to say fairly new. It's been around for a few decades. However, it's different, and not everybody would be receptive to change and to a different business model. We all have to find what suits us, right? That business may not be for everybody. Okay, same as having a storefront business may not be for everybody. Not everybody wants to probably leave their home in the morning to go out to their store, to open a store from 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock, you know, or from, you know, whatever time, you know. So different businesses suits different persons depending on what you're looking for in life, your personality, etc. So you have to find that fit. It's all about finding that fit and what you are comfortable with. Okay, but at the end of the day, your goal would be to obviously make a profit, because that is what we got into entrepreneurship for, to make a profit. Okay, there is risk on any business you go into. There is risk. That's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about taking a risk to make a profit. So you get into it for profit. You will be taking risks, okay, and you get into it in order to be financially free, to create a legacy, okay, and to help others within your surrounding family and communities. Always go into it with a bigger picture, not just for yourself, but to benefit the persons around you, and share and be of service to the persons around you, and you will in turn get what you want out of your business. We always have to think that when we serve others, we eventually will get what we want out of it. So don't be selfish. You have information, whatever you're sharing amongst your friends, you're networking, and eventually using your services, your skills, etc., you will eventually get what you need from your business. Right, guys? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes so that you can chat. Let me know any questions, comments. And what we're going to do is move into the breakout rooms for a bit. And that will give you girls a chance in order to chat amongst yourself, get to know each other. Because I know some of you want to get to know girls from different countries. And now is the time to do that. So does anybody have any questions for myself or for Georgette?
PDF Drive is the website, but you can download it on your phone, and then you can go and download your books. It doesn't have all books, but it has most books.
Okay, great.
Yeah, indeed. That's the website I was talking about. You can definitely find financial educational books there.
Yes.
especially that of Napoleon Hill and Robert
Ah,
Kiyosaki.
very
Yes,
great.
I already found that.
Great. In the chat, we have the link for Kalia's business. So it's Girly Things TT, Beauty and Fashion. Okay, so one of the things we're looking out for is the mission and the vision. Whenever you're doing a business, you have to have a mission and a vision. Okay, which things we will go through at another day when we go through our mentorship segments later on in the year. So you have to have a mission and a vision for your business. Just like in your life, you have a mission and a vision. Okay. So these are some of the products. Right, so she has her contact information there, so you can get onto the business, TikTok and Instagram. It's a blog as well. Right, guys, so feel free to go onto the link. And post anything else in the chat, any other resources that will be useful. Right, so I'd like to invite any of the facilitators at this point in time just to come forward and give any comments regarding if they want to add to the topic. Ricardo?
Hey guys, good day. How you doing? So I don't really have much to say this morning. You guys have already had a pretty solid presentation. I just want to remind you that when you're getting into entrepreneurship, when you want to start a business, when you want to work for yourself, when you want to manage your own time, when you want to put a value on your products and services, the most important thing is not about making money. That is a consequence of the most important thing. The most important thing is, what problem am I solving? If you are not solving a problem, then there is no reason for a client or a customer to engage your products or services. So to make it simple, ask yourself, how can I help? When you find that way that you can help, well, then you could start assigning value to that help. But if you have a business just for having a business and you're not solving someone's problems, well, then essentially you're asking someone to support you just because it's you. And that might work with your friends and family. And then sooner or later, they're not going to be able to continue supporting you because you're not actually adding any value. You're not solving any of their problems. So regardless of whether it's a private enterprise, whether it's network marketing, whatever form of business you get into, ask yourself, what problem am I solving? How can I help? And then you can assign value to whatever your product and service and contribution is. So always going with that mindset. Problem am I solving? That way, when you see problems and everyone else sees a reason to stop going, you could see a problem and say, this is an opportunity for me to solve it by starting a business, by creating a service, by inventing something new. When you look at a problem as an opportunity, then you're more likely to find a solution as opposed to finding a reason to stop. So how can I help? What problem am I solving? Assign value to your contribution. That's me there. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Ricardo. Very, very relevant. We are looking at solving problems. We're looking for opportunities, and that is what entrepreneurship is about. Looking around us for opportunities. When somebody complains about something, how could I find an opportunity in this to make a business out of it, to solve their problem and simultaneously you're making a business out of it. Okay, so you need to be able to recognize, that's why I said it's a mindset. You need to be able to recognize opportunities. Not everybody can recognize opportunities. People recognize the problem, but what is the solution to the problem? There should be an opportunity there. As an entrepreneur, as soon as you see a problem, your mind starts to tick. What opportunity can I get out of that? How can I solve that problem? Right? So you have to get into that mood. Okay. So there's potential profits to be made from these problems, which could be turned into business ideas. Okay. And again, setting goals. We spoke about goal setting already last week. You have to set goals, write them down. As an entrepreneur, you have to be able to recognize opportunities. You must have that financial literacy foundation. Okay, so we did financial literacy last week. You must be aware of budgets, planning out your budget. You must have a bank account and start saving. So all these are key things as an entrepreneur that you need to be doing. You need to be investing your money, okay? And you need to be looking around you each and every day if you want to become an entrepreneur about marketing. How do people market their products, right? They're on billboards, on magazines, on the television, radio, etc., over the internet, ads. How are people marketing that through networks, network marketing? So you're going to discover the various ways and become aware, because then you now have to decide what sort of ways you want to market your own products, right? So you're looking around to see what works best, what attracts you, what attracts your friends, okay, and how you can market your business. And again, we talk about failures as well. Failure, that will be an opportunity for you to learn a lesson and keep moving. And communication is so, so important in business. It's important in all our relationships, personal and professional. So we have to be able to speak. We have to be able to convey our message across to the customer, okay, in order for them to purchase our product, a potential customer. So we have to be able to communicate, whether we're communicating through the ad visually or we're communicating in words. We have to be able to communicate effectively. Only through effective communication we can get our message across, okay? And entrepreneurship would instill that independence in you as young persons and that confidence, you know, to keep moving forward in life, okay? And it will give you those leadership development skills, okay, that you need. Throughout entrepreneurship, you'll be developing yourselves. Once you read these books, you listen to informative, like on YouTube sessions and motivational sessions by various authors and motivational speakers, you will be able to be building your leadership and development skills, okay, as you go along. Some businesses support, for example, network marketing businesses, they're really great at that. Normally they have what's called an academy, so they give you information on various books and websites and training, etc., right, to support your personal and your professional development. So when you're going into a business, look at that avenue as well, right? Look at, well, does that business support my personal and my professional development, okay? Do you have access to other persons, mentors, coaches, you know, persons you can gain that knowledge from who's walked that road before? Because sometimes, you know, persons who've walked that road before be able to tell you, well, don't go there, avoid that pitfall, don't market like this, don't, you know, and they'll be able to tell you, okay, or do this, do that, this is what's going to work, right? Because they've done that before, okay? So you develop your leadership skills as you go along. Always look around you for any opportunities, always be aware. An entrepreneur is aware and alert, okay? And again, we're talking about giving back to the community, the people around you. Always be of service, okay? Right, guys, but I don't want to bore you. We want to give you a chance to go into the breakout rooms. I think Leah wants to say something, so let's give Leah a chance. Leah is talking to us all the way from France.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Leah, just talk a little louder.
Okay. I wanted to share something. I heard Robert Kiyosaki's wife said very long time ago. Sorry, I can't remember her name. But she said they were asking her about her relationship, with her husband, and she said that I may be misquoting her, but she said, um, "I am marrying him because I want to, not because I need to." And it's because she had her own money, she had her own businesses, and a lot of times as women, girls, sometimes we end up being in relationship with people because we do not have, because we lack. And she knew how important it was, so she made her own money and she had her own resources. And with that, she could make her own choices about who she wanted to be with, not because of what she lacked, but because of who she is. And if the person match her, if the person complement her life, and because um, entrepreneurship can be very like masculine. It allows you to be an entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur, like as a woman, you have to like step into your masculine energy because you have to be tough. You have to make cut certain decisions. You have to be logical. You have to be analytical, and you don't have to show as much emotions as we as women we do so much. So you have to be in that. You have to like put on that kind of persona, so for you to be able to make it as an entrepreneur. But everybody is not like that. You know, I am somebody that is very creative, but I cannot sell anything. So I would need to work with somebody. Even if I create something, I will have to work with somebody else that is able to do the marketing and be able to sell and to be able to represent a company if I make one. So it's about working together in relationship. We cannot deny the relationship part of it. And like maybe you're not very um analytical. Maybe you don't want to be in your masculine energy, but maybe you're somebody that maybe will do a business that is more um, feminine in nature, like nurturing, maybe mothering, maybe nursing, maybe teaching, coaching. But it all has to depend on our personality. That is why it is important to know who we are, and to know what we bring to the table, to know our personality, to know who we can deal with, and the person that fits right into our personality, to know what our purpose is. And yeah, I just want to say like sometimes it can take time. Sometimes to know who you are and to know what you've been called to can take some time. So um don't feel rushed and feel obligated that you have to go into business because you have to do this and you have to do that. No, don't feel like that. Take your time and always be growing, knowing more of who you are. Because if you know who you are, then you will know what's right for you, and you will know what business is right for you and where you fit in. So get to know who you are in the meantime and grow because life is not just about um, I would say life is a journey. It's a process. We cannot just take 10 steps at a time. We have to take one step at a time, and sometimes we have to take half a step. You know, because who you are. Everything we do in life flows from who we are. So it's important to know who we are and not to feel so rushed into business and to. Thank you. That's what I want to say.
Thanks
Is it
very much, Leah. Thank you very much, Leah. Very, very valid and important points. Beverly mentioned that Robert Kiyosaki's wife is Cindy Trim.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting a little feedback from your mic, Leah. Yeah, thanks very, very much, Leah, for such valuable information. Something that really sort of resonates with me as to what Leah said. It really, you really have to kind of step into your masculine side sometimes as women because entrepreneurship, as I said, it's a challenge, can be a challenge. And we really have to step into that sort of technically what's classed as, masculine side. You have to be tough and you have to be really logical and, leave a lot of emotions out of it, as we women normally are. analytical. It takes a lot of skills, and that's why it's a process. As she says, sometimes you have to take one step or maybe half a step at a time, because you really have to develop. It's about developing those skills along the way. You don't just wake up one day and just, you know, be an entrepreneur, but it's about developing your skills as you go along the way. And it's about who you are, you know. Your business takes shape according to who you are, because the type of business that maybe Kalisa might get involved in, and Dorothy might get involved in a different type of business, you know. Angel might get into a different type of business. Angeli, you know, because they're all different people, different personalities, and what might suit one might not suit the other one. So let's hear from Rubia. Rubia wants to make a contribution.
Good morning, girls and partners. Indeed, I wanted to contribute to this all. I think girls and women thinking about entrepreneurship, it's important that when you're thinking about entrepreneurship, you know who you are and what you are. Because if you're thinking about starting a business, and especially young girl, recognizing your own talent is very valuable, because in the end, it's going to be your talent that's going to make you the money. So you have the money to make the money work for you, because making money work for you is the ultimate goal. But before you can make the money work for you, you have to get the money, and most of the time it's your talent that gets you there. So if you're thinking about joining entrepreneurship, start thinking about what is your talent, what is that you're good at, what is it that sets you apart. You can ask your family, you can ask your friends. Am I, for example, good at listening to people? Am I good at drawing? Am I very good at baking? You know, get that information. And once you know what your talent is, make sure that you also invest in your talent, because you can be good at cakes, but if you don't keep on practicing, don't keep on investing in it, you won't become a great baker. So recognizing your talent and invest in your talent. When you know what your talent is, it's also pretty easier to see what kind of problem you can solve. Someone mentioned that earlier, that doing business is solving a problem for somebody, seeing a need that you can fill. And you can't just go around looking at all the needs. It's easier if you know what your talent is, and then you go looking for the needs that your talent can help fill, the problems that your talent can help solve. And if you have that, if you know what the need is that you can solve, make sure you invest in yourself continuously, so you can keep on delivering the best service and the best of your talent, so it can help you provide for an income. As you can see nowadays, a lot of people are stopping with working for big corporations, because people start to realize that if I can invest hours of my day into building somebody else's dream, I can invest those hours into building my own dream. So don't be afraid. It's not for everybody to start a business, but it's not impossible for anybody as well. That was my contribution.
Thanks very much, Rubia. Very valid. Okay, so if you're investing all that time into somebody else's business, why not building your own dreams, right? That's the whole point behind it. Build your dream and your legacy. Because what happens to most of us is we work from the age of probably late teens, 20s, until the retirement age of 60, 65, and we've given 40, 45 years of our time to building another corporation, and we have left our dreams unfulfilled. And you're now looking at 60 or 65 to start doing the things that you want to do. And by that time, I mean, nobody is granted another day. So you don't know if you're going to live to 60 or 65. That's the whole point about it. And by that time, you may not have the energy, your circumstances may be different, etc., that you may not be able to fulfill your dreams. So don't delay or, you know, put off fulfilling your own dreams till you retire or till you reach, you know, a particular age, you know. Break up your dreams, and each day you live your dream, you know, piece by piece until you get to that full reality. Let's hear from Beverly.
I want to piggyback on what Ricardo said in terms of getting a problem to solve, especially because getting to entrepreneurship, if you get there sometimes to make money, you may get disappointed on the way because the money may not come right away. and but understanding the goal. I'm going, for example, when I was in school, I said I wanted, because I was studying special education, I said I wanted to open a school for children with special needs because I knew there was a need. But at the same time, I always used to tell myself I'm not a business person, I'm an educator. But once I opened the school, I realized, okay, I'm into business. And then I started now to learn certain things about um, capacity building, strategic management, these things, and talking about investing in myself. But the goal was not to make money, but to make a change in the lives of family. And so a lot of people ask me, are you still at the college? I said, yes, I'm at the college because I am not working at the school. So although I am working, I'm lecturing at a college, but I am still meeting the need that exists in society by providing employment for other persons that wouldn't, or that otherwise would not get employment in the public school system because the public school system doesn't meet the need. So it is very important. I really like what Ricardo said, because it really resonated with me, because there were times I feel discouraged. I remember somebody looked at me and told me, oh, you leave in all the money and you're going after scraps because children with special needs, what is it you're going to get from them? There's no return on investment. They're not going to go to do CXC. They're not going to go to college. And then at that time, I felt very, very discouraged. But because I knew deep down within my head that was my passion, I pursued it. So sometimes you're going to get discouraged, especially if the need that you're trying to meet may not be a popular need. It may be something that everybody said that cannot be done, you know. But if you know that deep within yourself, that's what you are called to. Again, going back to what everybody keeps saying, knowing who you are and knowing what you're called to. Everybody may not be into trading. I don't have the patience to sit in front of a computer and to do trading. But if that's what you feel you can do, that's where your gift and your talent is. You be a good steward of whatever it is that you are. So I want to thank the presenters, but I also want to really congratulate the young girls for asking the questions and for already starting to think in that way. Because a lot of our young people, they go to college and they come back waiting for them to get a job within the government system. And it can be very frustrating because you don't always get a job that feel where you can utilize the knowledge that you learn in college. But if you can already start thinking, okay, I am going to create an opportunity not only for me to make money, but to get somebody to employ somebody else, then that in itself, you know, is a very, very good step. So thank you for sharing, young ladies. Thank you for everything that was said. And thank you, Ricardo, for reminding me that I'm just following my passion. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Beverly. I really want to commend Beverly for, pressing forward with her dreams. And I want to really, especially acknowledge her, because Beverly is the one who has sown the seed, in my heart to do this program virtual and regional. Originally, this program was supposed to be just, for some girls in Trinidad. And Beverly's interest and her eagerness to really share and support young girls and youths is really, why you girls here can sit and benefit now from this program from all over the Caribbean, right? She has sown that seed, that, it can be done regionally and virtually. So I just want to thank her for sowing that seed in my heart.
Simone, I would like to say something. I was listening, but I think we miss one component of being successful, the company you keep. It's very important. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you go around people that will have like mind, not necessarily entrepreneurs, but will do things that will cause you to understand what the business you're in, where you want to go. So you form alliances, you involve in groups, you involve yourself in activities that will allow you to network, to meet those persons that you know, that will feed your passion, that will feed your dream. So don't go around just sitting on the block and hang around the people sniffing coke or whatever they're doing and expect you to come up with, well, you could come up with a business. Of course, it would be drug dealing. But what I'm saying, you get my drift. Wherever you want to be, wherever your passion lies, you form alliances and network within that passion. You go, I mean, it's so easy. It's easier than our time. You can go online and join a group for hair, a group that does cosmetics, whatever. that you will feed your passion and that will lead you to that place. So networking is very important in having successful businesses or successful dreams, lives, whatever you want to do. You need to have a network. And Simone did that very nicely. Now her foundation have arms everywhere in the region. And so because of networking. So that's very important. Put yourself in places that you never, in fact, if you stay in your comfort zone, you'll not be successful. Come out of your comfort zone. Go to the different places that you never think of going. Speak places that you'd never think of speaking. When you go there, make yourself conspicuous. I'm not saying speak away and talk nonsense, but when you go places, make yourself conspicuous. Make people know that you're there and you have an interest. If you sit down there quietly, nobody would know what you're dreaming or what you have on your mind. So I'm not saying to just go away and blab, but when you reach a place, make yourself known. Let them know that you're here. I am here. I have an interest, and I would like to engage you in my interest. Thank you.
Thanks very much. And that's so valid, what Utalia said. You have to be in the right company, okay? So if you hang on the block with, certain types of persons, you'll eventually get into certain types of businesses. If you involve yourself in various networking groups, etc., you will end up in getting more knowledge and encouragement to go into the type of business that you really want. So it's about keeping the right type of company and involving yourself in the right networks. Because, I can testify as well. I met Utalia on it's an agriculture networking session. And if I hadn't gone to that session, I would not have met her. And then she would not have been able to positively contribute today within this forum, okay? So it's always really good to, make yourself known when you go. Be assertive. You're in a certain networking forum. Everything's, online now. So I am so and so, from wherever, and I'm interested in X, Y, and Z. And you make yourself, kind of fit into the conversation, and that way people get to know your interests, who you are, and able to support you, right? So because I made myself known, I realized that Utalia has the same interests, and we got to, knowing each other, and from then on we can collaborate. And it's the same with other persons in this forum as well, okay? So I just want to extend Debbie. Debbie wants to make a contribution. Deborah?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. I just wanted to talk about what happened that Beverly had said about the dream, the passion. And when you spoke about the mindset, that is so important, because what happened to me is that I had gone in my comfort zone, as Utalia said too, and started to work for the government, and you forget your dream. You don't follow this passion that you have. So I would just contribute here to say that do the work you care about. It is true that Beverly and Ricardo had said, do the work that you care about. Do something that you believe in. Solve a problem. And don't wait too long, because the longer you wait, believe me, it is harder when you get older to start a business, because the networking is different when you get older. Believe in yourself. This will take a lot of time, because building websites and this networking thing, very, very time consuming. So yeah, just believe in yourself. Have a vision, believe in yourself, and solve a problem, whatever problem it is. The problem that I want to solve is the mental health issues. And I should have done this years ago in terms of business, but I was just doing private practice, not the entrepreneurship as we're talking about here. And as Simone rightfully said, it is not for everyone. Honestly, it's really not for everyone. You really, really, really have to have that mindset to go there and open a business and make sure it is successful, because sometimes it wouldn't even be successful. You have to put in the work. It's a lot of work, but don't wait. My advice, don't wait. Start it as soon as you can. That was my contribution. Thanks, Simone.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Very, very relevant. Don't wait. Get started. Identify your passion. Okay. Let's hear from Cheyenne.
Okay, Miss. So I also realized that I have this primal urge to enlighten, advise, and teach people, and I've also noticed that when certain friends or relatives of mine have issues and they come to me, that I actually give them great advice and they instantly feel much better. So I think I would love to leverage that into a business as well. But I would also love to start writing and start my own skincare line. But I don't know how to start with it. I just don't know how to form it and to put it out there in the right way.
Okay, Shan, thanks very much. Just two things about starting. Write down your assets in the sense of your skills. What skills, and be able to identify all of your skills. So you're good at, counseling persons, giving good advice, etc. And what else do you have available to you, at this point in time? It might be, well, you're tangible and you're intangible. So what other physical resources, if it's money, land, building, etc. So I think you should start by identifying all the various skills that you within yourself have. Write it down, everything you need to write down. So when you look at it on paper now, you'll be able to analyze and write down your networks, all the persons around you who you can call on for support, whether it's friends and family, your new business colleagues, etc. That's the starting point. Once you find that passion, and that drive to become an entrepreneur, write down. This is what I would advise persons, first of all, to write down all your assets, your skills within yourself and your physical assets that you have, and write down the network that you have around you. Okay, persons who can support. And from then on, you start to analyze, what's the best idea? From all the skills that I have, what's the best idea that I can come up with? You start to brainstorm. So about brainstorming now. So you're going to list all the potential business ideas coming out of your skills, okay, and your assets. Potential business ideas, consultancy business.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm going to open my car washing business, hairdressing, nails, and you write down all the potential ideas and you start to brainstorm now. Based on the assets that you have and the resources, you start to think, okay, well, I already have a hairdryer and I already have $10,000 in the bank that I could potentially already have a space, in a family or friend's building that I can set up. So therefore, this might be the most feasible business at this point in time. Now, it may not be where you want to be in the end, but you have to start somewhere. So you might start with one business and then eventually save and invest and branch off into what you really want to do. But you have to start somewhere. So look at the assets that you have available, okay, and look at the persons that can support you and be able to match it up with the potential ideas. Okay? Beverly?
Yes, Miss.
Thank you. But we'll go more into that.
Yeah, before they start doing all that, they're supposed to get a business plan. They gotta write down the business plan.
Yes, well, they started with generating the ideas and then develop the business plan. So a business plan is going to be developed from these ideas. Once you start to brainstorm and you identify, well, this is the type of business that I want to go into, then Marilyn's right, you do a business plan. You don't go forward in a business without a business plan, because the plan is the roadmap to show you where, how you're going to get to where you want to go. So your ultimate aim is to open a beauty salon. How am I going to get there? Okay, so you have to start somewhere, go through the journey and get there. So the business plan is that map to show you how you're going to get there. Right, any remarks before we close off?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hi, Commissioner Cole, yes.
Hi, I just wanted to wish the beautiful people of the Twin Island Republic a happy Labor Day. I know the celebrations will be scaled down because of COVID, but I know you have some fiery unions there who will still be doing things virtually. I remember spending Labor Day in Trinidad in 2017. In 2017, I was there at the Radisson. So I know that you guys know how to party. We had a nice time. I mean, I was able to go out on the road. Back then, we didn't have any COVID. So I was able to get a glimpse of the vibrations, which is very positive. And so I want to continue to wish the Sophia Miriam Foundation and its members and founders every good wish and pray that we continue to work together in the best interest of everyone here attending this forum, and that we can be encouraged by their positivity and their abilities to be resilient and to overcome whatever challenges they are experiencing. May God bless us all. One love.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Cole. Thank you for your support throughout this whole program. I must say it's really been wonderful having you along with us throughout this journey. Thank you very, very much. And thank you for your well wishes for our holiday today. Yes, we have Amisha.
Miss, on behalf of myself and everyone in here, we just like to wish you a happy belated birthday and many more to come.
Thank you, Amisha. Thank you, girls. Yesterday was my birthday. Thank you very much for your wishes. It means a lot to me to have wishes from you guys. I must say that I'm going to miss you guys after next week, the every Saturday, thing. But we're going to keep in touch one Saturday per month, which will be the second Saturday in each month. So in July, that's going to be the 10th of July. Okay? After next week, right? So at each session.
Happy belated birthday, Miss. I didn't know it was a birthday.
Anjali. Yes, thank you, Anjali.
Happy belated birthday, Miss Moon.
Thank you, Shalina.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I can't see everybody. Thanks. Thanks, girls. Appreciate it. Any closing remarks before we close off? Because we kind of on time today. It's just after 12:30, 12:42, so we're not bad. On time in. Do you all have a fun time today introducing yourselves to each other and chatting? Great.
Yes, Miss.
Nice. So now you have friends in different countries you can communicate with, find out about their culture.
Yes, definitely.
Great. Beautiful. All right, guys. So we're going to close off for today. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Don't forget to work on your goals, vision statement and goals, and the booklets that I've sent you. And don't forget to work on your project, National Pride, for next week's closing session. All right, so we're going to have Ricardo play us a song as we close off and head off for the rest of the weekend.
Quick question while I look for and load this song. Is there any girl who did not make one new friend in today's session or over the program? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take very long to look for this song so that you have enough time to ask somebody for the email or to introduce yourself, because we're not coming out of this thing until everybody has at least one new person that they could talk to or email or find out about the country or the town they're from. So go ahead. This is me taking very long to look for this song.
Well, we already have friends. I already made friends, a lot of friends.
Right. So Dorothea, you made friends. Come on, guys. You all don't belong,
So if we made friends, can we leave?
Not yet, Divya, we coming to that. Don't worry. Like you hurry to eat your bus-up shot like me, girl. I feel you hurry to eat a bus-up shot too,
Of course, I'm spending the weekend with my grandparents. Good food.
Good food. Well, girl, I know, like, order some bus-up shot there. So go in and start to eat my bus-up shot. Don't keep me long here, while you're ready to eat my bus-up shot. Right? So those who may not know the word, you all could introduce it to them. Right? Local Trini word. So you could talk about your culture and your foods and stuff with each other. Raise your hand if you did not make a friend today or throughout this whole program. Please raise your hand. I'm looking for some hands here now. Let me see. Angel, you made a friend? I'm going down the list.
Yes, I did. I made a lot.
All right. No, I know Angel. It was the next Angel. We have a next Angel, right? I'm not hearing anything. Angel, you made a friend? I'm not hearing anything from Angel. What about you, Brittany?
Me?
Yes, Brittany. Made any friends?
Yes, I did.
All right, great. All right, who else? Kalisa, you made any friends?
No, miss.
Yes?
Miss, no.
No? Kalisa, you didn't make any friends?
Miss, my mommy said at all.
You can't make any friends? You could exchange your email address even if...
So you exchange your WhatsApp number.
Oh.
Miss, I would like to change my WhatsApp number.
Yes, you could exchange at least your email address if you feel safe enough for that.
Miss, I'll send my email address in the group.
Kasana, you made any friends?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Not hearing from Sabrina. What about Sky?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the name of your new friend, Sky?
Renisa.
Renisa, okay, great. All right, ladies, so it's been a wonderful session. I'm glad that you've made friends. You can exchange your email addresses or WhatsApp numbers, whatever you feel safe with. All right, and as you get to know each other, that confidence will build and that trust will build. It's all about getting to know persons and building relationships and trust and networking. All right. And always remember to keep the right company. If you're heading in a direction, you keep company with those persons who are heading in this similar direction to yourselves. And that way you get that support and that drive to keep going